You look at a country like India and you travel more than any.
I was just there.
Really?
I've traveled there several times, but I was just in Hyderabad on tour. And Hyderabad is like the tech hub. And then I get invited to speak at the India Business School and full auditorium of PhDs, MBAs. I'm speaking to these guys and I was talking about where the world is going. And my thesis was that we're about to go through a trend of mergers and acquisitions, because if you just follow the flow of capital markets, what's happened is we've seen another boom cycle. And typically what happens in boom cycles is there's so much liquidity that large firms can't organically grow to keep up with the rate at which the value perception is growing. So the only way they can grow is to acquire smaller companies. And I was like, just watch. What's about to happen is more consolidation, because big companies are going to buy small companies.
Interesting.
But I'd had a 40-year kind of studying capital markets to frame this. I'm not impressed. They sit there, they listen. And then I finish and the questions come. And man, I was like, oh, so you were listening.
Yeah.
It's not just people taking what you're saying at face value, it's them interrogating your metadata. So one of the questions was like, thank you so much for the graph. What is the year purchasing power parity that you had adjusted your numbers for?
Wow.
And I was like, well, it was adjusted for year X, right? And they were like, we see in one of your examples, you were talking about Time Warner and AOL. You spoke about Standard Oil and how it became Exxon and then Mobil and then Exxon Mobil again. Those are great examples, but those are Western-centric examples. Do you have anything for like new emerging markets, perhaps something in Asia, something in Central or Southeast Asia that might mirror some of this? And in my new book, we write a lot about what's been happening in the Asia space. So then I was able to have that conversation with them. The challenging questions, the guy was like, the stuff all sounds great, but you must understand that the fabric of business in India are these multi-generational dynasty family businesses that run India. This is why you've got Ambani, Andani, Tata. You think it's just a name. It's a family name. It's a surname, right? It's multi-generational. Ratan Tata, who's credited with the growth of that business, was generation 3. We're now in generation 7.